Should be getting should have some sound now. Yep. All right. Todd Schultz, welcome, man. Glad to have you. Leandro, welcome, man. My original OG right there. All right, so I'm just hanging out, checking out the markets, and I looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking kind of cool. And I was just now looking at Quant. Man, I said all that stuff, and now nobody can hear it. All right. Quant's looking pretty good too, man. So what's up, guys? Is there anything you guys want to take a look at, or any kind of, I don't know, questions about technical analysis you might have? You know, that's what I'm here for. Otherwise, I'd just be taking a look at the market and going over a list of altcoins I've got. So feel free to pop something on the screen, ask a question, request a analysis of a coin. Until then, I'm just going to finish up right here with Quant, and let me erase all this stuff, and I'll just run over quickly what I've got. Algo, gotcha. We'll do that next. All right. So for Quant, what I was saying, I was buying around the $85 to just a little over 100, maybe 111 at the most, where I was getting in before, and I was able to make a moonbag out of that when we started getting up to around $170 on up to, gosh, 225 on Quant. And so I'm good on that. And I've got my little moonbag set apart, and I'm going to save that, and I got my money back. I'm just kind of wanting to get back in for real. And the ranges that I'm seeing where it could possibly come back down to is reasonably about $137. It's showing some strength here, man. So what I was getting ready to do is just take a picture of this, and I'm going to post this. If I can remember how to do this. Take a picture of that, and Twitter would be the easiest way. So let me go ahead and post that on Twitter. And that's something what I want to do with live streams is find some setups for some coins, go over the analysis, and, you know, just kind of post them to the Telegram channel and the Twitter thing. Just have some trade setups. All right. But Algo's one I've got my mind on. Got some money flow coming in here. Oh, man, that has really been a strong coin during this bear market. Definitely one I've got my eye on. Let's check out Algo, and then we'll move over to Dot. How's that sound? You lost 44 minutes of pure Dot. Has it been that long? I was talking to no one for 44 minutes. Wow. Well, I'm out of my comfort zone with live stream, but I appreciate you guys being here. All right, let's take a look at Algo. Now, let me ask you a question about Algo. Are you trading in, you know, dollars and stable coins, or are you trying to look at the Bitcoin pairs? Because that was one of the things I said while I was muted. I want to start looking more at Bitcoin pairs. What I'm doing now, I'm accumulating Bitcoin during this bear market, and I'm hodling that, but I'm also going to be trading with some Bitcoin, because that's how I grow my Bitcoin stash, is by trading Bitcoin pairs. So I kind of maneuver in and out between dollars and Bitcoin, but I'm always looking to grow my Bitcoin. Stochastics are kind of high on Algo right now on the daily. We got money flow coming up. That's good. VWAP coming a little bit down. Not a bad sign. Getting a feel for this. All right, let's check out. We are not on the right. Trading View has been doing this to me, man. I apologize. I get ahead of myself, and somehow I end up with something that's not what I'm looking for. All right. Here we go. Algorand. All right. So it did not make it above, or it came back below our line, our trend line right there. So we didn't get to do any of that, sadly. Can we still do that? I like that green dot on Market Cipher. Let's check for some divergence here. That's one of the biggest things I look for is divergence. And we do have it on Market Cipher right here. That gives us bullish divergence, and also we got it there on the RSI too. So the daily says we're going to pump up, so we can expect to at least come up to the higher end of this accumulation zone around 32.5 cents. What we really want to see is for that sucker to break out, though. So we got to get some volume to push us above there. Man, I'm still looking for something along the lines of this, to retest, to break out, and then either retest the area that we broke out of, which should be around 31.5 cents, somewhere through there. A retest either to that level or back down along this line. So we could retest a lower price, still right around 31 cents, but it's in a great accumulation zone. And that's what I'm doing with Algorand now. I've got all my buy orders set right here between 28 cents on up to 32 cents. And so I've been accumulating some that way. Let's take a look at a smaller time frame just to get a better feel here. Stochastics are kind of at the top there. So are they going to reset? Lane, what do you think about the bottom for Bitcoin? Do you still think it's already in, or can we see a bit more pain? I'm still holding to the theory that our bottom is in until I see us come down to that 17.5K area. Until we get there, we haven't even been able to make it back there. But we'll take a look at that too. I'll do DOT next, and then go on back to Bitcoin and tell you what I saw there. All right, so 4 hour. Things are looking decent for me, to me, on Algorand. It's just an accumulation period. It looks like we're going to get possibly a move to the upside here. And we are starting, well, try this other time frame just for some validation here. Okay, Ichimoku clouds coming in there. I'm not seeing the legs that I need for a big move. It does look like there's a possible inverted head and shoulders trying to form there. There is a neckline to it, so you could see a move up from that on the smaller time frame, and that would put us up to right around 33 cents, and that makes sense. I'm not yet seeing anything that's going to get us above that high, so sideways trading more than likely for a little while on Algorand, and it's pretty much within this range that we went over last time we looked at it, and that's how I'm planning on playing it. But I'm not so much trading Algorand as I am accumulating it, to be honest. This is one of my accumulation coins. All right. So, Todd, if you got any more questions about Algo, feel free to ask them at any time, and we'll definitely address it. But that's what I see for Algo at the moment. It's looking good, but still seeing some sideways, pretty much through this zone here, the top half of the zone. But it is one that I am accumulating also. I was sad to see that break back into that pattern. But that's a good sign. Usually when you'll see something break back into the pattern, it will shove down to the downside. And this one caught legs, and it's holding. It's looking good. It's just going to be slow for a little while, it looks like. All right. So let's move on to Polkadot. Go to a bigger time frame to get an overview here. And looks like Dot's trying to print one of those magic green dots there on Market Cipher. Stochastics are down. That's a good sign for Dot. Ichimoku cloud. See how it's getting kind of thick here. It's level at the top. Got some downward movement here, but it's getting thick. That's what's going to attract price up to that level. MACD's just a little iffy. I don't know if I can pull that up there. A little bit bearish on the MACD on the daily, but we still haven't got to that point where VWAP over here on the Market Cipher has crossed over, but it's headed that way. Stochastics are getting ready to take a turn to the upside. VWAP's coming up. You'll get the green dot. We're getting ready for a move up. It looks like it will probably be next week before we see that, probably Monday. All right, let's take a look at smaller time frame here. If I can get my computer to work. I was actually really surprised by Dot to kind of stick around here for so long. It's a great accumulation zone, and I have been accumulating here. I am collecting this and I am staking it on my ledger. And we do have a support line down here, weekly support at $5.42. So it is possible to get there. But is that divergence on the 6 hour? There is some divergence on the 6 hour. That's awesome. Okay. That's what we want to see right there. It doesn't look like we're headed to $5.40 too soon. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a bump up here. Now, the question is this going to be a bear flag and take us down lower? That we're going to have to wait and see. But right now, it's looking like we're... Whew. That could definitely be a possibility right there. We could be looking for some more downward action. Not immediately, but in time. Bringing us back down to that area. 533. It's really all going to depend on Bitcoin, though. But we've broken down past that support. So now we've got to look. Oh, that falls in line with that too. So give me a second on the bigger time frames just to get a bigger feel. I'm seeing an upswing in DOT and then possible downside. So from what I'm seeing on the charts, it looks like most likely what would happen is that we will either get rejected here. There's some green coming in on Ichimoku. That gives me some hope that we can actually maybe retest and maybe come back up. But there's still a possibility we could get rejected at this weekly support that we broke through, or anywhere through this area right through here, and then come down further. That looks like that would play in... Well, that would be next week, wouldn't it? Well, we could start seeing this as early as tomorrow to figure out what's going on with that. Now, on the shorter time frames, there is an inverted head and shoulders there. That's bullish. Okay, that does recommend or suggest that we could get that. Put that right there. Could come up to this area right here and retest this EMA. We're looking right around close to $6. Now, that would be great to see that happen. But I'm not liking that this is a... Could look at this at two ways. It could be a ascending triangle or it could be a rising wedge. And rising wedges are definitely bearish. Ascending triangles, they could go either way. But they have more likelihood actually to break to the upside. So this is one that we're going to have to watch a little closer. It does have a green dot or market cipher. I think we're going up just a little bit, but I'm not seeing very much further past $6 at the moment. So I'm still buying this under $6. I'm not as heavy on it as I was, though. I'm about to the point where I think I have enough DOT to hold me. All right. Let me take a look at what you're saying in the chat here. Thanks. I was concerned because I've been having a look at the S&P 500, and even though it had a great Friday, nothing happened on Bitcoin. Looks like it's losing its correlation. It is losing its correlation. And I'm liking that. Looking at the Bitcoin chart earlier and also with the dollar, I'm seeing they both got green dots on market cipher for the daily. Green dot right here on the dollar and then also on Bitcoin. So I'm curious to see how that plays out, because usually when I back tested that before, when I'd see them move together, they would go together for a few days and then Bitcoin would get a big dump. I don't want to see that happen. Why are my charts not coming up right? Give me just a second, guys. What is going on here? All right, Bitcoin chart. And this is against Tether on KuCoin. This is actually the chart that I use for my personal trading. All right. It says you got a little bit worried when you saw that we lost the 6th level. What are you calling the 6th level? The 618? Like the Ryan Richard Slots, could you please show Algorand? We just looked at Algorand, but I'll pop back over to that chart here in a few minutes. I have no problem doing that. But Bitcoin, yeah, we got the green dot there. To me, Bitcoin's looking good. We are holding this level. With all the crap that's going on, I'm seeing us become more uncorrelated to the stock market, and we're starting to tag on a little bit more to the dollar. We're holding strong. But like I was saying, until, all these things are wicks. Everything down here to the lowest level is wicks. That's showing increased buying pressure. As soon as price comes down for whatever reason, this was the catastrophic Luna debacle going on there with 3 Hours Capital and all that. We bought it up. It just keeps being bought up at these levels. So it's been really hard for Bitcoin to get down below 18,000 because the whales are buying it. The big people are buying it. I mean, we got BlackRock coming in, laying the infrastructure in for Bitcoin. The banks, Goldman Sachs, and all of them are just laying all the infrastructure. They're ready. They're chomping at the bit to go on this so that they can offer it. So, I mean, until I see, start flirting with these prices here and break that, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin that the bottom more than likely probably is in. I mean, the indicators that I look for and trust and the pattern shapes and history of it all lines up. So that's where I am. But, I'm planned. I've got money set on the side in case I'm wrong, in case something crazy happens. And if it falls down, I'm ready for that. And that's what we have to be as traders and investors, be ready for, things to go wrong. Have an alternative plan in place. But, I feel pretty good about Bitcoin, actually. All right. Congratulations on your first 200 followers. Thank you very much. I didn't think I was going to see the first 100, but since the first 100 come, the second 100 came a lot faster. I'm very pleased with that. I'm very, very grateful for that. 6-hour level on Dodge. Okay. Yeah, it kind of, that was one of our targets that we had, but I wasn't expecting it to stay down here so long with DOT. And I think with the confusion about Gavin stepping down, probably created a little FUD with all that. But he's just trying to do what he's good at. He's a software engineer. He's the whole designer, the whole architect behind it. And that's what he needs to get back to doing, to actually make this take off, rather than dealing with all the crap that CEOs have to deal with, like CZ from Binance. And, he spends all this time going over crap that he doesn't even want to deal with at all because he's in that role. Okay, let's take a look at Algorand. And what I was saying about Algorand is the biggest thing to take notice of is that we got some bullish divergence. And so that's pointing, I'm on the daily chart. So that's a good sign that we got some upside. Now, how far up? I don't know. I would say we might get some resistance right up here around 31, 32, about 31 and a half cents. What we need to see it do is break out of this trend line right here, and it's got to hold it. It didn't hold it back here when it broke out. That was a great breakout. We're all bullish on it. It broke back in. It caught ground here, and that's a good sign, because usually when this happens, they get slammed to the bottom and possibly going further down with bull traps like that. So essentially what we need to see is for this move to come up and hold it, and then do a retest. And what I was saying earlier, the retest could either be back down to this 31 and a half cents, or it could follow this trend line on down to a lower level, about 31 cents, before we see some moves upward. So I'm seeing some slow and sideways action coming through with the Algorand. Things are not quite yet heated on the 4 hour, but we're starting to get there. It looks possibly we'll just have some sideways action, but what we really want to see is the breakout. We've got to get above 32.5 cents and hold that for Algorand. Okay. All right, guys. If you got any more questions about anything, let me know. I'll be happy to go over it. Or if you got some other coins you want me to take a look at. If not, I was planning on taking a look at Atom. Let's see, and this is what we had on Atom last time we looked at it. And when I was doing the analysis on it and I saw this trend line and I was like, oh, it looks like it's going to catch there, and it did. So I'm very happy about that. We didn't end up seeing the $10.23 at the 618 Fibonacci. So that's a great sign for Atom. That's showing very bullish activity. But what I saw in the last video too, that's why I had the monkey right up here underneath this, because this is what I see that's more than likely going to happen, is it will come up and possibly retest this trend line. So this is going to be the important part to watch, is when we make it up to this trend line on Atom, we need to break back into this pattern for some more upside, but most likely we may get rejected right around $15 and then, either come back down to where we are now or lower. Usually when you get rejected from that, you will start coming down a little bit lower. So that's what to watch out for as far as Atom and Cosmos goes. But it's a great coin that really pays off well when you stake it, because they have given out so much in airdrops that, man, I think I made more by working their airdrops and doing the DeFi on Osmosis DEX. I think that was more profitable than the trading that I've done in this last half of the year. So Atom, I'm pretty much sticking them with the same story here. Looking for some upside, but then ultimately some possible rejection right around the $15 area, $14 to $15 area. It really just depends on this trend line, watching it, how soon it goes up there. All right. So guys, we doing all right in the chat? Where are you guys from? One thing that I want to ask you guys, since I got you here, what do you struggle with crypto? And what's your strategy? Are you trading? Are you investing? Just kind of fill me in on what your overall plan is with crypto, I guess. All right, I'm going to take a look at XRP next. Wisconsin, nice. I am currently residing in West Virginia myself, but I am a Tennessee boy. Moved up here with my wife. I am from Nashville. Ryan Richards slides, investing and holding. Okay. Cannot go wrong with that. So Ryan, are you doing like a DCA strategy? Because I was saying when I was muted, that's what I was going over. At this point of the market, I mean, that's one of the best strategies to go with, especially, I mean, if you're just trying to accumulate and invest, the DCA. And some people do it time on a time basis, investing so much every week or every couple of weeks. I like to do it more on the bottom basis. I like to find the bottoms of these charts when we go for these big drops, and that's when I like to put in, or when I go below a certain point. And what I was saying earlier about Bitcoin is that I'm accumulating. Right now, I've changed my strategy to be anything below 20,000 is what I'm buying, or more specifically, anytime it hits around 19.5 or below, that's when I'm making some bigger buys. And I'm kind of just staying away from it above that area. Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Algorand. I have not looked at Ethereum yet. I probably need to do that next. XRP is looking kind of cool on the daily here. Got the green dot. That's always a welcome sight there. We got divergence, and that's what I really like to look for. Divergence is the closest thing that we have to a crystal ball in this market. It's got a little bit of an upswing there. It has a downswing. So there's a little bit. Oh. Yeah. A little bit of hidden bullish divergence there. So the question I've got, are we going to make it up past this trend line on XRP? We've got to make it above the 618. Is that 618? That yellow line should be a 618, and it is also the 200 moving average. That's what we got to break. The 200-day moving average, when you're above that, you're bullish, officially bullish. When you're below it, you're bearish. And what we don't want is to get rejected there. We came below it, so we got to go above it and hold that area. So we need to see 46 cents hold for XRP, or we could be looking at some more downward action. But it's looking like we're getting a chance to break it now on the daily chart, because it's wanting to test that. 4 hours starting to slow down a little bit. So are we getting rejected there? It looks like we possibly could be getting a rejection there. That's what we got to see. We got to see this line break and 46 cents hold on XRP. All right, let's see what we got. Currently have 15 Ethereum, 2.5 Bitcoin, and 150,000. Oh yeah. Oh, you're doing it good. All right. I'm not quite there on Ethereum. I'm trying to get up there. That's one that I did not go wholeheartedly on. I got very biased toward Ethereum. The high gas prices and the miners just making all that money, and it costing me $150 to try to do some kind of DeFi transaction. I was done with it. I got really upset with Ethereum a couple of years ago. But it's going to be the big ones that's what the institutions are wanting. Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's the first two places they're going to go. The first two coins that are going to really blow up. Donna, welcome, Donna. Nice to see you. I'm from the UK. I have got a couple of people from the UK. Love that. Doing a strategy that combines DCA, but also trading and aiming to gain tokens and coin with my initial investment taken out very early on. Minuscule investments, I must say. Oh, hey, as long as you are in the game, you are doing good, because this is the best time to be in. So the only thing I want to warn you about with these bear markets, I don't know if you guys have been through them before, it's not so much the drops that are scary, even though they are. It's when it just gets long, drawn out, and boring. That's what chases people away. All that long sideways action. And we could see that with Bitcoin and you know, staying right here, $19,000, $20,000 for months. And people just get tired, and they just, you know, your attention goes to other places. And the powers that be, or the composite man, or however you want to define the forces in the market, they, you know, during these bear markets, they just lull people to sleep. And some people just are, oh, this is not going anywhere. I'm just, you know, and they just get out. So you're in at a great time. And this is, I'm telling you that this is the part of the game where you will make life-changing gains. What are your thoughts on Quant? I just went over Quant, and it's looking good, and I'll go back over that right now. I think it's potential, but I'm hearing mixed things from community members. Some are saying the token count is 12 million, while other ones are saying it's 45 million. Okay, let's see what we got here. Because I forgot what the actual supply of Quant was, but I was thinking it was lower than that for some reason. Because that's actually what appealed to me with Quant. Maximum supply is supposed to be at 14 million. And some are saying others are saying 45 million. It should be reflected here. They should not be saying that. It would take a vote by a community to overwrite whatever the maximum supply is that they coded. and it should show here. I'll definitely look into that, but yeah, I'm basing all my decisions on it being, this low number here. That's one of the reasons I like Quant. Let's go back to that real quick. And it gave me the wrong one again. Quant is one that I started getting back into right around, somewhere at $86 on up to like maybe 111. And I've already made my moon bag from it. So I took out my capital, and then I've got the rest of my Quant just riding free and clear, just riding it to the top. And that's a strategy that I like to do at this point in the market, where we're, at the bottom or toward the bottom. Great place to try to do the moon bag strategy. And what I was saying, buy ranges I've got for Quant, it's got a possibility of going parabolic. And so that's what I'm looking for, to see where it actually gets its bounce. It may have got its bounce here at 158. We were looking at the Fibonacci levels. This was the 50% Fibonacci level. Now, to my Dow theory, when you get a big impulse move like this, it will retrace to about half that level. And so if it's a real strong move, we should see a bounce from there before we see some more upward action. But it's possible that it could come down to the 618 area, which is about $136, $137. And that's what I got in my buy range. And that's what I'm hoping to get back in around that point. I will definitely pick up a couple there. And if it comes down lower to my range, it could possibly come all the way back down here to this area for a retest. Very possible. We could see it get as low as, $115. And if it does, I'm definitely going back into that, because this one, it got up to, if I can move this thing around without marking, it got all the way up to $430 last September, right? It's got the likelihood to do that again. And if we're looking at this, we had our bottom here, and we actually technically made you can look at this as being a double bottom, or possibly a very faint higher low. If it's a higher low, where you should be working on getting to a higher high. And man, look at this great pattern right here. This is an inverted head and shoulders, okay? That is a bullish pattern. It's got a measured move, which would take us right up here, right back to the area we were at before. So it's already reached its target from that at $221. So yeah, I am looking, it's got to have a retest to be healthy, but it's definitely on a strong move. And what I was saying about it is that it's got a parabolic move that's forming, and that could lead to a strong move to the upside if it holds that formation. But that's why I have this trend line. So when you're doing these, you want to have a line in the sand of when to get out. Okay, because if it breaks this trend line, it's over. It's gone. We're going definitely down a lot lower. So you definitely want to have a stop loss or something under these levels, about $122, or keep your eye on it, because if price closes, a candle closes under there, there's more downward action. So I draw lines in the sand, and then that's where I will put a stop loss or a mental stop loss. That's where I know I'm going to get out. And sometimes if I'm really chasing this, or if I'm trying to, really put a tight stop, I'll draw another trend line and say that this level, if I was really, wanting to make the most profit from it, I would put my stop loss or get out of this if it dropped, 168, a candle closing right around there, and just be out. But I'm actually expecting it to kind of break that a little bit before we get some more upside. And actually, let me take... Do we do a Fibonacci from that leg? Yeah, the Fibonacci 618 brings us at 148, and I'm getting right here at 160, about 165 for the 50% retracement if we take it from the bottom right here, that move. But I was saying earlier, when you're trading or investing, if you're trying to do both of them, it can get really tricky and can kind of mess with your head a little bit, because you got two different mindsets going on. So with investing, we're trying to get at good prices, and we're trying to hold these coins. And, we get in the habit of keeping keeping them in our hands, right? Not wanting to let them go. And when you're trading, you've got to be opposite of that. You got to be willing just to, I'm out. First sign of, whatever. Broke that line, I'm gone. And it's a different mindset. And sometimes it's hard to, compartmentalize them to keep them separate. And so a lot of times, and I think a lot of other people feel that way too, like I was, Quant went all the way up and you're excited, you're in this winning trade. Yeah. It's, it's time to take profit, but it's hard to take profit because you're not that winner anymore. You're not in that winning trade anymore. So it's all a mind game. So you got to watch for that and get out of that habit. Even when you're an investor, you need to be taking profits little by little, if nothing else. All right, let's see what we got going on in the chat here. Love the small caps. I like them too. I haven't had my eye on anything that I felt comfortable with, but if you've got one in mind, by all means mention it and we'll definitely take a look at it. One of the OG strategies is to invest in the small caps, and you can actually, make your 25, 50, sometimes 100x gains picking the right ones. But it's, there's a lot more risk that you may get stuck with something that goes nowhere. So some people just like to sprinkle around, 50 to $100 or whatever amount to, just kind of a shotgun approach. And sometimes that pays off. Otherwise, we just have to find them and chart them and keep up with them. Richard Sluts, accurate. I don't know what you mean by that. But if you could clarify, maybe I can understand your question a little bit more. Look at the quant total. Okay, we're talking about Oh, I hit the wrong one, didn't I? Token tracker. Can I search? I'm not familiar with using this very much, so there it is. Quant. I just saw it. Total max supply. That's interesting. So that's going to have a big influence on how I treat this coin. So I'm definitely going to have to dig into that. I'm not liking it. It's still a small amount compared to the, every other coin has at least 1 billion, it seems like, or a lot more. So for it to have 45 million, still good, but why are there different statistics on that? And is that something that they recently did that I'm not aware of? I'm going to have to dig into that. That affects things. I don't know if that's, what's going to be minted or rewarded over time, but that should have been reflected over here with CoinGecko too. Let me check market cap. They're saying the same thing. I'm not CoinGecko. Did not get to the right place. Where we at? Okay, it's still saying the same thing. You got me curious. I'm going to have to look into that. Because that is one of the big factors of the tokenomics that I loved about it. Yeah, I understand that's why you'd be hesitant. Yeah, something is inaccurate there. Definitely Need to find an answer for that. So thank you for bringing that up, because I was not aware of that. Because that makes no sense to me at the moment. So I'll dig into that, and then I will next video that I make on this, I'll share with you guys what I find out. So Donna, what's one of your favorite small caps? So any of you guys, what do you guys think about this coin, Aptos? That is all people were talking about lately. It did have a good little run. It went higher than I thought. I saw it at 7.5, and I mean, it was in a bullish pattern. It looked very tempting, but I'm just not sold on this coin. And it's got too much VC juice all over it. Kind of turns me off. But I'm seeing some on this one bearish divergence. So I'm expecting this one to come down very soon here. May make a good short. So this coin, it's got a lot of strength there behind it. It's starting to, okay, volume's coming down and prices going up. Yeah, I'm expecting Aptos to kind of, this is on the 1 hour. I'm expecting this one to take a dive down. Come back down to at least 755. Part of it's kind of tempting, and a lot of people are being tempted into this, but man, the tokenomics behind that one just, it just scared me off of Aptos. I'm not a fan of it. XBD, digital bits. Oh, Donna's on her trading game. She's checking out volume and price decreasing. She knows. That's awesome. XDB. Now, I'm assuming that you wanted this in stablecoin, right? Rather than the Bitcoin pair. Okay. 4 hour. 4 hours starting to get a little bit topped out there. It's starting to form some divergence. It's not through playing out yet, but it is starting to form it. So it's starting to get weak. Yeah. Trend going up, volume going up. It's leveling out a little bit, but it's a weakening trend. Let's see what we got going on here. That's considered the breakout, though. Okay. This measure move is just a little bit conservative there. So conservative measure move take us back up to this area here of about 0.0083. Okay. Possible target up here at 0.013. That would be a good trade. Okay, that's 2 targets from the measure move there. Stochastics are at the top. It's 4 hour. And that's probably going to come down. Let's see what we got. It looks like it's got some legs to me. Digital bits. I'm not familiar with this one. You're starting to pique my interest. I like this. This is one of the cool things I think about live streams. Is it if you get a group of people and you get a synergy, or with say like a Telegram group or something like that, you get a synergy building and a sharing of information. It's really cool when that happens. You can learn a lot from other people, some things that you would never think about looking at before. This is not, what is this? XDB, digital bits. Total supply, what is that? 1.3 billion, 1.4 billion. Circulating 762 million. That's pretty, it's pretty typical. You know, Chainlink is a 1 billion total supply coin, and it's at $6. So this one's got some possible upside. What did they do? Closes the gap on blockchain adoption by integrating with consumer apps. On this third generation protocol over the former Stellar network. That's interesting. Take a look at the history here. Okay, so it got up as 80 cents before. This one has never been on my radar. Is this one of the ISO 20022 coins? Huh. That is interesting. Well, let's just take a closer look at this little baby here. Rounding bottom like that, that is one of my prerequisites for a good trade. Not liking how that turned out. Let's go here to the daily. Start here. There we go. That one forms to it. So are we breaking that structure? We're just building that structure. All right, let me just do a little look at this. That's going to be a tricky area there. Well, let's label that for what it really is, as resistance. Okay. So we were down to 0.004, not quite doubled. It's not the best time to get into it at the moment. It's a little bit high. And you can throw up your Bollinger Bands and you see it right in that top band. You want to buy it below this line here, or if it's on a real strong move, it can come back down and retest that before it goes up. But usually Bollinger Bands, you know, they will go from one end to the other. They usually come down, and then this line will be here. It'll get stuck. It'll come back down to the bottom band, wherever that is, and then it'll go back up to the middle band. You know, it'll just fluctuate between them. So I would be looking for downward action on this. So I don't think it's the best time to get in on it. But right here are the areas to look for. Using Fibonacci. So I want to make a note of this because this one's got my interest. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing here. My plan would be to wait for a retest of this area, the 50% Fibonacci or the 618 Fibonacci, for an impulse move. That is generally what happens, is a retest of those zones. And you also have the area breakout for this pattern, so you could actually extend that a little bit further down, although that's a good area for it to catch here at the 618. So looking at this coin, I would be looking at these two areas. Orange is not the greatest color for that. So yeah, for digital bytes, initially I'll be looking from here, 0.005 to 0.055, and possibly even better at 0.0047, 0.0048, up to that level. This one I want to put on my radar. Thank you for mentioning this one. Some people might call that a cup and handle. I wouldn't. But it looks like working on a double bottom there. I like it. Don't have much information on it. It was just a good volume increase. It got my interest. Bought some at the very, oh, nice. Bought them at the bottom. Initial was out with sell targets set all the way up. Oh, Donna, sounds like you are on top of your game. Looking for another entry of another team. Nice. Nice. Sounds like you did a great job on that. Yeah, you've definitely been putting on my radar. So, okay, let's go ahead and take this, delete that Fibonacci. Are there any sell? Yeah, I mentioned the sell targets, right? Let's get a Fibonacci sell zone here. So your best target to look for would be 0.008, just measuring the impulse move that's currently on. It could still have further to go. There's got some green coming in on this Ichimoku on the 1 hour. It's got some upside, but money flow's coming up, but it's going to pull back. I'm even going to mark this area here. If it's a strong trend, if it's a really, really strong trend, you could possibly see a bounce at the 3.8 level. And if you see a bounce there, it may be worth taking, because it may bounce it up a lot higher. Okay. Give me just a second to label that. I don't want to put that as an entry point. It's a good zone. I want to mark this because that is a possible. It would be the highest bounce that I would look for, and if it were to bounce there and keep going up higher, it could be could indicate an even stronger move to the upside. All right. So I want to take a picture of that one. Let's do this on the 4 hour. And I think I'm going to post that one on Twitter. Okay. Sologenic. Let's take a look at that. This must not be on KuCoin. Let's see. CoinX. Do you have a preferred exchange, Donna? I want to go with CoinX, but if you show me something else, I'll switch over to it. Oh, look at this. Definitely got that breakout. So nice, nice, nice. So our first target's pretty much right back up here at the top, about 42.2 cents. It's getting a little toppy there, but man, that money flow is starting to go up. How are we looking on divergence? I don't see anything bad there. Let's go to the bigger time frame. Oh, she looks good. Donna, how are you finding all these coins? That looks like a bear flag or a bull flag. That looks like it could have something bigger going for it. So got some good crossing on the EMAs there. So we're looking about right at 60 cents possible. I like that little thin line on the Ichimoku. That is a great sign. Got the green dot there. Money flow's coming up on the daily. This one's looking like a banger. Yeah. You do a lot of research. I can tell. So it did retest off of this. Yeah, that one's got a good move. It's got a strong move. I would say more than likely this is going to be a true bear or bull flag that will pay out to go up here to the, and it goes right up to the 618. Oh, this makes me want to get in on this one. Let's take a look. How does it look as far as getting in on it? So we can expect a retest here on the 1 hour. And since it bounced off the 50 Fibonacci on the higher time frame, I'm thinking it might have a likelihood to do that here too. So we'll make that, label that buy zone. And let's put a, we've already got that target. So we got two targets to look at there. Yeah, this one looks good to me. We'll get a little bit of a retest here, but you can definitely get back into it around this level, 33 cents on up to 35 cents, it looks like. It may get a bounce at 35 cents. If it's holding a really, really strong move, you may see a bounce there. And I say that because look at all this money flows coming in. Even with VWAP coming down, even with things getting ready to reset, we still got that money flow. It's that makes a huge difference right there in how these play out. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just bounces off the very top of this, but I would hope to catch it, you know, somewhere through this area. I would even draw it back down to the breakout point of this bull flag right there on the 1 hour. So it's already done a bull flag before, and that played out for that measured move there. Well, grab the right one. So we came up just a little bit above that area, and it does need to cool off just a little bit. So yeah, I'm impressed. If this channel ever takes off really good, then I may have to hire you for a researcher. My gosh. All right, let's add that one too. So there's a take profit level. Okay, there we go. And we'll post that one too. I guess it tweeted. You'd be up for that. Awesome. Oh, you may be ready to retire by the time that happens, though. Looks very good. All right. Well, guys, if I'm not giving enough information, if you're looking like for other buy targets or anything like that, or got any questions, just feel free to ask. But that's really what I see there. It could possibly come back down to retest the actual breakout point, 30 cents. That's what these patterns usually do. About, if I remember the statistics right, about 64% of the chance, 64% chance to come back down to these areas. But yeah, wow, that looks good. Pay me with education. I'm giving out education for free. Other people are charging. My viewpoint is, if you study hard enough or dig deep enough, you find it out there. I just want to make it where it's just a little easier to find. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings as far as people who, do trading groups. Some of them are okay. Now, I'm good with that, but there's some of them out there that they're not telling the whole side of their story, and I happen to know their story. Okay, what else we got? Let's see. We did dot, QNT, Atom, XRP, Algorand. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that's my phone going crazy. Went over AGX. Okay, and one other thing I was going to look at, I was going to look at sand. That's one that I'm kind of accumulating. And it does not look pretty at the moment at all. On the daily and on the 4 hour right here. So we've got a lower low with sand there. It's starting to round out a little bit. Little bit of divergence, so we can get a little leg up on sand. I'm looking, right there, about 70, 80 cents. Not a whole much, not much has changed on this. Still an accumulation zone. Next target I've gotten down for it would be at 63 cents. And these are based off of history over here before. I lost my chart. It just totally disappeared. There it goes. Not too excited about sand there. Let me try this little trick for our correction. We could see 50 cents out of this. Sand is just not looking all that. I mean, there's some bullish divergence there. We'll probably get a leg up, but man, this Ichimoku cloud is just getting really thin. It looks like it might have some more downward action. May get a little relief, but man, we got lower lows on that. All right. Well, guys, you have any other coins that you would like to take a look at? So what are your thoughts on some of the ISO 22 tokens, such as XLM and HBAR? I am accumulating those, Richard. I sure am, because this is all part of the infrastructure that they're putting into place as crypto goes mainstream. So, I mean, I don't know how well this will play out, but it will be a big player. So there will be more volume and more money come into those coins. XLM, I do have a little bit of that. has some H bar. Yeah, I've got almost all of them. There was one that started with an X that I'm not caught on. That's why I was asking if the one that Donna mentioned happened to be one of those tokens. But yeah, I'm a believer in those. So I do have an accumulation, not major positions, but yeah, I'm making sure that I'm getting involved with those. USDT all the way. Yeah, USD is. Yeah, we looked at that earlier too, man. It's looking very bullish for the dollar. So what I said on this, and I think I was muted at the time, if we can break below this trend line, oh, we got some relief coming. Okay, but I'm not so sure that that's coming, because this chart does not play by the games, by the rules very well when it comes to divergences and things like that. It doesn't really apply to this index. I'm actually looking, we retested that trend line, may come back to it, but dollar's showing strong. So I'm curious to see how this is playing out with Bitcoin. Like I said earlier, Bitcoin and the dollar are starting to correlate just a little bit. And sometimes that leads to downward action in Bitcoin after a few days. So I'm keeping my eye on that. So don't have much information. It's just okay. Okay, I think I caught up on all the chat. All right, I think I'm going to take a look at Cardano, and if you guys got anything else that you want to take a look at, or any questions about anything that I can go over. This gives me the wrong coins all the time. There we go. Rounding. That is not a cup and handle. And definitely did not play out like one at all. Cardano is really, I've been kind of disappointed in it. It's got some bullish divergence now, so we're getting ready to get a break from this. Should come back up here to these levels around 40 cents anyway. Question is that going to be a bearish retest? And so we got a possibility coming up here and getting rejected. That's what we got to watch out for with this. Man, that was my oh crap target there. We went below it with Cardano. Just did not hold that 42 cent level. It's got a chance to come down further. And let's see how much further. Is my stuff just not working? What? There we go. And there's another oh crap target, which is almost at 32 cents. And looks like that target I'm going to put there. Might see some rejection at 38 cents, possible. But yeah, definitely looking at some rejection around 42 cents. And I'm afraid Cardano might not make it above that level for a little while. But from what I see an upward movement on Cardano, just to 42 cents, and then dropping. High possibility that we get rejected there. All right, guys. I've pretty much went through my list there. The only other one other coin I was going to look at is Casper. Now that is one of the ISO 20022 coins, I believe. I'm not in on this one, but I'm really eyeballing it. Time to go back to typing school, learn how to type. Let's try with KuCoin right there. Yeah, Casper it's got some signs of going parabolic here. It's really got my interest peaked. And I was eyeballing it back here, but I just didn't make the move. I am in really more altcoins than I need to be in for a truly healthy portfolio. I need to really trim it down. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Man, that looks beautiful. So I've already had the fibs pulled. So in this one, same areas as the other ones, between the 5 and the 618. Possibility it could come down further, but that is where it got its breakout here. I'm hoping that maybe we can get to break and it come back around 36 cents and through 40 cents. If it comes through there, I'll be picking up some of this. It's looking strong to me. Really nice rounded shape there. And money flow is looking good on Casper too. It's starting to come down a little bit on the daily. Let's go some other time frames here. And it's not really divergence, but it's just coming down. I think we're just getting ready to come back and just retest this area right here. And so I'll be looking at that area to see what's going on, setting some alerts, taking a look at this coin there. But this is one I'm looking at getting in on. I'm just seeing some good things from it. You love Casper. Nice. Yeah, I wish I'd gotten in on that just a little earlier. But maybe I'll get a chance. Maybe. I'm just not going to chase it. That's the wrong thing to do. All right, DAG. Let's check that out. Constellation. Let's take a look at this too, because I'm not familiar with this one either. $3.5 billion, huh? So what do we get up to? About 45 cents. And under a penny now? Well, hard to complain about a 45X, isn't it? The mod uses DAG. Let's see. Constellation. In more traditional blockchains, the host provides the food and drinks or resources for his party, and when the guests arrive, the amount of resources can only accommodate so many people. Okay, what are you saying? Is not exactly a blockchain. Although inspired by principles of decentralization. It's interesting. I'm going to have to check this one out. Okay, let's do the charts here. Of course, we're in the big triangle pattern. It's flirting with that breakout. Huh. Now, we could do this a couple of different ways. There's your true method right there. And then we got a partial decline there. That's good. That's very bullish that we got that. It's got, nope, not quite some divergence there. Smaller time frame. From what I see, it's likely to come back down and retest the 6.06 area. And I believe that's, yeah, we're going to do that, and hopefully we can hold that. But yeah, indicators are showing that we're getting ready to go down a little bit. But it's got a likelihood to catch there. We just didn't make it really above that 200 and stay above that average there, that moving average. And on the daily, we didn't make it above the 100. Not as bullish on this one as I am on the other ones you showed me. It's got a chance to hold this level again, and so that's what I would really keep an eye on. Because yeah, if it breaks below this, yeah, we're coming back down to these levels. Numbers that aren't even on the chart there. It would be down to this level here, about 30, between 38 cents and 40 cents, if we can't hold the support that we're at now. But it looks like he's got a fighting chance to actually hold that and bounce out. But yeah, that's the biggest thing you got to watch out for on this one, is this breakout above this trend level, trend line. If we can break out and hold that and get above that 100 EMA there, especially if we can break above that 200 EMA, you'll be golden from there. You always want to see something above the 200 daily moving average there, and that's officially bullish. It's flirting with getting there, but it's just not got the strength to do it yet. It'd be one to watch out for. I'm not seeing anything major immediately, other than it's getting ready to retest that trend line. U.S. Ministry of Defense. Really? I got a feeling that Donna is a gem picker right here. All right, guys. I think I'm going to cut this short. Or got it kind of long. I've been on here longer than I expected. But it's been fun. I'm glad to have people. Last time I tried this, I didn't have anybody. It just felt weird. So with the interaction, it's helping me get out of my little comfort zone there, get used to this a little bit. So thank you guys very much for showing up. That means a lot. You guys are true supporters of the channel. That means a whole lot to me. And we finally made it above 200 subscribers. So working our way up there slowly but surely. But my whole goal on the channel is, just to show what I know and what's really changed my life with crypto. It's got me out of working a 9-to-5 job. My job wasn't 9 to 5. I got the second, I was always getting the crappy hours. I wouldn't get home till about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I don't have to worry about that anymore. My life has changed from my investing and my trading strategies, and the game changed when I learned how to do this, I learned how to do technical analysis, and it's not as complicated as I thought it was. I put this off for years. I was in crypto since 2013, started out mining and Bitcoin and some altcoins and things like that, and got into trading. And I got lucky. At one time, I got 10 Bitcoin. It's back when it was probably about $400 a piece. I thought I had this thing figured out, and then I slowly lost it all, and I never recovered from that. So, learning this market, it was a true challenge for me for years and years. It's like I just keep feeding it my money, and I would just keep staying at the same level or going slowly down. Learning technical analysis changed all of that. Just changed the whole game. So you have technical analysis on one side, and then you got your trade management on the other side. And I'm trying to, the focus of my channel is just to get this information out there for anybody that's coming into the game, or anybody that's just, in an intermediate area of their life and trading or something. Just anybody just wants to learn what I can share. And there's a lot of other people that have similar systems to what I do. They're out there, and there's lots of good teachers. There's some good teachers out there on YouTube. Natalie BitConsensus is another one that I like. She's got a different style than what I do, and I like to watch her do her style. She's just mostly all price action and Fibonacci, but she's got a good heart, coming from a good place. There's a lot of people out there willing to share this knowledge for free, just as there are a lot of them out there just trying to, enrich themselves. And sometimes I see those people being really sloppy with what they do. And, when, everything can't be a cup and handle, I don't know. I get some pet peeves when I see people do a measured move for something, and then all of a sudden, they're just dragging it up to here, I see some bad habits that can be easily taught by some of these people, and that was really the whole motivation for me to start this channel, is just trying to get some more accurate information out there. And that's why you'll always see me, bring up, the statistics behind what I'm teaching. to show you where this information is actually coming from, to give you something as a basis other than just saying, based on my 15 years of experience, that doesn't mean anything. And some of these people, they're counting when they click yes on their 401k as their trading experience. So I'm not for that. I just want to see more integrity come to this space, and hopefully I can add some to it. So thank you guys for coming. I'm just going to sign off as your road dog and hope to see you on the next live stream. Don't know when that will be, but so glad you guys came. Good night.